Hey, welcome back to part 2 of the long division with polynomials. Now, if you made it this far, that means I haven't scared you off with the first video. Long division can be quite confusing the first couple of times you do it, but the thing that I want you to stress is that the more and more you do this, the less justification and writing and arrows and stuff you'll have going around, and it'll become second nature to you. We're just trying to divide one polynomial by another. The box method or synthetic method is a favorite shortcut that students use. However, it only works for linear divisors. So let's look at an example where you don't have a linear divisor and how we could complete a long division. So let's say we had p of x equals x cubed minus 6x squared plus x minus 8, and d of x is equal to x squared plus 1. So let's say we're asked to find p of x divided by d of x. Now, the key thing to remember here is if you don't have a term for each of the powers of x, you can put one in, just make the coefficient 0. So I'm going to be writing this one as x cubed minus 6x squared plus x minus 8, and I can see that I've got x cubed, x cubed, x squared, x to the power 1, and x to the power 0, which is 1, so that's my whole number at the end. And then when I'm doing my dividing, I want to make sure I put in the term x squared, and I've got plus 1, but I want to put in plus 0x, so that I've got an x to the power of the 1 there, as well as the 2 and the 0 at the end. So I'm going to introduce that. Now you can do that inside the divisor or inside the dividing sign. Just make sure you've got 1 for every power of x. So let's go through the process. I'm going to go through it a little bit quicker. I'm hoping that you've watched the first video. If you haven't, I'll verbally explain what I'm doing, but I'm not going to write every single step here, so it looks a little bit cleaner. So first thing, I look at x cubed, the far left term inside the dividing sign, and I'm going to divide it by x squared, the leading term of my divisor. So x cubed divided by x squared is just x. Then I take that answer and I times it by my divisor, so everything there in black. X times x squared gives me x cubed plus x times 0x gives me 0x squared plus x. You notice 0x squared is going to be 0, and you'd probably even leave it off, but if you do that, then your x terms aren't going to line up nicely. So then we subtract. So I get x cubed divided by, x cubed minus x cubed is 0, minus 6 minus 0 is going to give you minus 6x squared. X minus x is 0, so I get 0x, and then I drop my minus 8 down. So then I just repeat the process. So I go minus 6x squared divided by x squared is going to give you minus 6. So now I take that new answer, minus 6, I'm going to multiply it by my divisor. I'm going to get minus 6x squared. Minus 6 times 0, 0x. Minus 6 times 1 will give me minus 6. And then I subtract those. I'm going to put it in brackets so I don't make a mistake with my negatives. I'll have minus 6x squared plus 6x squared is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Negative 8 minus negative 6 gives me a negative 2. And so that is my remainder. So my final answer, when I put the remainder up the top here, I would get minus 2, the remainder goes at the top, and my divisor x squared plus 1 down the bottom. Now if we have a look at the CAS calculator technique, just to check our answer, once you've got your CAS here, you can go up the top to interactive. So from the main menu, go to interactive transformation, then go all the way down to fraction, proper fraction, or prop frac. So interactive transformation fraction prop frac, and it'll ask you to type in what you've got there. So I'm just going to cancel. I was going to type it up here: interactive transformation prop frac, and I want to put in my whole equation. So it was x cubed minus 6x squared plus x minus 8 divided by x squared plus 1. Hit OK. And what's happened there? Oh, I didn't put brackets in. Let's cancel that off. So let's try again. Let's go edit, clear all, interactive, transformation, fraction, proper fraction, and I'm just going to type it in here. It's a bit nicer. I can use my keyboard, put in my fraction line, x cubed minus 6x squared plus x minus 8, and then down the bottom I'll have x squared plus 1. Hit execute, and I can see I've got x minus 2 on x squared plus 1 minus 6. So it's a slightly different order. They'll always put the entity terms with an x in front of a whole number, but you can see our remainder of negative 2 on top of the divisor is the same, just written in a different order. Okay, hopefully this helps with your long division, and like I said, just practice. The more these you try, the repetitive the technique will become, and it's just each step you just repeat the process. The main thing to watch out for is when you're subtracting, put your brackets in so you don't end up subtracting when you should have been plussing if you've got subtracted negative, but also make sure you've got a zero term for any of the powers of x that are missing in the question. Okay, all the best with your exercises.